Once these come out of the pot, allow them to cool completely. Let them be completely cool. After that, hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I can my mangoes. It's a very simple process and it's something that I like to do during the summer. I had some during the summer, but of course it's not going to last. So the few mangoes that I could find that still look good enough, I wanted to show you guys how I can my mangoes. So stick with me and you will learn how this mango canning process is done. So we are first going to wash the mangoes, which I've already done. And the next step will be to peel the mangoes. Now you see this pot here. I'm going to peel the mangoes and put the peel in this pot. And the reason for that you will find out soon. So the reason we're peeling the mangoes in the pot or adding the mango peels to the pot is because we're going to boil the mango peels and use that liquid that has been boiled to add to the mango pieces in the jar when we get to that part. So the reason for this is to give the mango preserve or the canned mangoes a very, very delicious mango flavor. So we are now going to add water to the mango peels in the pot. We will add enough water to cover the mangoes and at least to fill 2 jars that we will be using for this recipe. Yep, we're going to add water and we'll take the pot to the stove, turn the stove on, and allow it to boil. You can boil it for about 10 minutes or less until it's boiling rapidly. So once we have the pot with the mango peels on the stove boiling, we come back to the actual mango fruits. So what I'm doing here is just slicing the mango fruit off the seed. I think it's called stone and the fruit is called flesh. So I'm just going to slice them off into pieces to put in a jar. Now, I like my pieces of mangoes to be medium, not too big, not too small. I just like them to be like almost the same size or medium sized, So I'm just going to continue to slice the fruits off the seed until we get all of them out. Yeah, so it depends on how you want it done, like what size you prefer. But I personally just prefer the medium-sized pieces. I think they're easy to just pull out of the jar and eat. But if you like them big, then that's completely up to you. But I just prefer the medium-sized pieces. When they're too small, I don't know, maybe for kids that would be better. But if it's just for you, you can just, do the medium-sized pieces. I think they are better. So there you have it. You can see now I'm going back and just trying to slice some of those that were cut too big. And I'm just going to go back and just cut them into smaller pieces because some were just, coming off too big. And you can do that, and just to let you know that the fruits that I'm using here are a little bit too ripe. I would normally use fruits that are medium ripe, but then again, as I mentioned, the mangoes are not really in season where we are, so I had to use what was available. So I'm getting the jars ready. I'm going to be adding corn syrup, just a little bit to each jar. And then I'll go ahead and just put the fruits in the jar after I've added the corn syrup. And yeah, I was a little bit ambitious and I had 3 jars, but it seems like the fruits are just not too many to go into 3 jars. So I'm going to have to adjust. So yes, I actually adjusted to 2 jars, and after I've added all of the fruits, because you want the fruits way up, I'm going to add a little bit of corn syrup. Now it's time to add the mango peel juice to the jars. So as you can see, I've taken the pot off the stove, and what I'm going to do is just strain the juice into that glass bowl. Yeah, I'm going to strain the juice into that glass bowl just using a regular sifter. Now I'm going to find my mittens because the pot is hot, so I don't want to get burned. And I'm just going to drain that, make sure I have all of the juice from the pot into that glass jar. And after I've done that, yes, I'm a little bit of a clean freak. So after I've done that, I'm going to just add that hot liquid on top of the fruits in the jar, and I'm going to pour the liquid until it gets up to just about the neck of the jar. You don't want to fill it all the way to the top. So I'm going to fill it until it gets just to the neck. Yeah, and don't forget I added the corn syrup to the bottom and a little bit on top before adding the hot water. And yeah, and then what I also did was to add cloves, but that part skipped. And then we come to the part where we put the pot in the jar. Now you want to pour the water in the pot until it comes to almost to the neck and not way up to the neck. You don't want to cover the jars with water. You want the water to be just up to the neck of the jars or a little bit below. Because and it's best to put the jar in the pot before adding the water so you don't have too much water. Then we're going to take the jars to the stove, turn it on. I'm going to let this boil for about 10 to 15 minutes. That should be enough to keep it boiling rapidly because that's what we want. Then we're going to come, and as I told you, the juice from the mango peels are delicious. Now what I'm going to do is just pour this. Again, I got 2 ambitious. I only need 1 jar. I'm going to put the remaining juice from the mango peel into an extra jar, and I'll just keep that and use it for tea or to just make extra juice or punch if I really need to. Yeah, you get the best of both worlds when you make your mango preserve. So now we're going to check on the jars in the pot. It's ready. It's been there for about 15 minutes. And you can let it stay there and cool, but for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to show you what I do. And once it's, already boiled, I'm going to put on my mittens because the jars will be very hot. You want to protect your hands. I'm going to use the mittens and just pick the jars up by the top and take it out of the water. If you don't have mittens, wait until the pot gets cold. From the mangoes that we preserved, we're able to get 2 jars of canned mangoes, and of course 1 jar of the mango liquid, which you can use to make your juice or your tea. I usually make my own juice out of this. It tastes just like mango juice, and you can add a little bit of honey or sugar, whatever your preference. Sometimes I add in cloves. I love cloves, and I just drink it as a juice. So thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also like this post, and I will be seeing you soon in my next video. Thanks for watching.